Hey guys, Dana Brandel Branding here. Just wanted to highlight and start this out with the new logo for the digital branding solution, which is the dashboard and the local SEO program that we're putting out. The main point of putting this thing out, you guys will see once it comes out here in a little bit. It's mainly built to be a reseller program and to help other startup SEO out or SEOs out as far as making sales and coming in and having a program that actually builds a foundation for their clients. We'll talk about that later, but I wanted to highlight the globe today. I've actually been using the program as far as teaching SEO and teaching sales to quite a few different startups around the world right now. And I wanted to record one live because there's one that I've been working with in South Africa. Um, the guy's really smart as far as when it comes to ranking, but he's got a lot in common with me based on the fact that he also works in the attorney niche, which most of you know that's it's one of the toughest ones out there, especially if you're ranking in big cities. Um, Now with this one particularly, it's actually it was already almost ranking. These couple steps that I'm going to give him are actually going to make all the difference here of what's actually coming up and what's not. So I'll kind of get you a quick site audit to show you what the on-page structure should really look like of your sites in order for anything else that you have going to actually work. But like I said, it's just kind of neat. Wanted to show you the digital branding solution logo and the fact that I've got that people we're helping right now all over the world. I mean, we've got the UK, we've got Australia, so many different places. We've got so many neat people so far, and really they're all excelling. So I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of that during the program release. So give me 1 second here, and I'm gonna pull up the site test. So we'll exit out of here, and we'll just switch right over to here. So we got a personal injury site. Now, there's a couple. I have it up in a doc where we're going to come in and just kind of mark out the things that I would definitely change. Now, right off the bat, the first thing they need to be aware of especially when dealing with personal injury attorneys, is this is a no-go. Just based on the fact that, especially with this type of case, um, the client, you got to put yourself in the shoes of the actual consumer that's finding the site and be concerned with them actually converting. Now, if there's somebody that's suffering from an injury or an accident, they're usually not in a situation anymore where they want to look at that and be reminded. That's not going to put them in buying mode, and it's not going to get them to convert on this site. I mean, there's a reason that you see smiling faces every time you hit a personal injury site, and it's not like the growling faces that criminal defense attorneys tend to have. It's because you don't want to put them back in that position they were there before. You're not going to sell them there. So I would definitely remove the pictures of the person on the floor, and that should help with the conversion. But we're not too worried about the conversion on this one. What we're looking at here is a few things that are missing. Now, doing this page audit, let's see if I can get this zoomed in a little bit here. When I put it out into a PDF, it actually will be. But the main thing that this site's missing right now is it's got the perfect meta description here. I mean, that's absolutely great. The only thing that's wrong with it and why it's getting a red is it's actually about 30 characters over. On your meta descriptions, if you guys use, I know everybody says Yoast. I've never been able to rank a site with Yoast. I always use All-in-One, and All-in-One's got a great tool for breaking apart the actual metadata and just putting the keyword, description, and title into every single one of your pages. Now, this one's actually 30 characters over, and that is a big deal. You're going to want to cut that down and make it perfectly aligned with Google standards on that. The heading's perfect, but the one thing that is missing from here is, and I'm guessing this has something to do with Yoast possibly, is the actual keywords should be tied into that description, and the keywords are completely blank right now. So technically, when it runs through the front end of the site and it's running through the metadata, it's not seeing what keywords to actually rank this site for. So that's going to be our first problem. Once we pop those keywords in there, that's going to help, especially with all the outside help that we've done to this thing as far as blog linking, a little bit of PBN work, just some different things on here. But we go in, and here's the next thing that I found on here. And I'll bring this site up during this one. But what this is this is showing an internal link count. So right now we have, I believe it's 11 internal links. and they're showing us all the anchor titles that these links are actually coming from. And the structure right now is all completely wrong. So we look at here, we see anchor. What do you know about injury lawyers? You know, yes, I'm all for question base in the legal field, but that is not necessarily a question that somebody is going to ask Google. Um, the good, the bad, and the ugly of working with injury lawyers, that might come up on some long tail ones, but not necessarily. And then after that, we just got the read mores, contact us, attorney profile, practice areas, about us. We don't have the word personal injury on the front page with a link pointing to any of the internal pages. Now you've got your backlinks hitting the page, hitting the home page. You want that juice to go through and go to a page that has the same word that you're linking outside in with. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, I can kind of draw it out here. I mean, if you've got your all kinds of backlinks here and sites linking to your main site, and your main site's, let's say, a personal injury site, so it's actually got multiple pages inside it. So we say these are your different pages. So we'll say slip and fall, personal injury lawyers, dog bite victims. We'll do a couple different ones. So each of these is a page. What's going to happen is we're going to have these all pointing and linking back straight to our site and hitting right on the home page. But then none of that, it stops at the home page. When if the site looked like this, to where we were able to have these pages, we'll say that's personal injury, we'll say that's car accident, that's slip and fall. If it was able to have that keyword here, here, and this slip and fall, we got slip and fall, car accident, personal injury. If they actually come in on the home page and link to the inside of the page, essentially we're taking that link and we're able to spread it from that page and then go down into the keyword that I was ranking to. So you're going to help rank this page, you're going to help push the home page up, and it's all kind of a big circle. Now, when we backlink, we'd want to run 2 as well. So we'd run 1 to the page there, we'd run 1 to the main page, and we'd make a big flowing system. Now that's silo ranking. It's the basics on SEO, but it's something that's completely stopped on this site. So it's all hitting the home page, and it's just holding it back from actually making it to page 1 permanently. I mean, the thing's teeter-tottering right now as far as results go. So that's a little bit on siloing structures. You can look that up as far as websites, but you've got to make sure that your home page here has the proper linking to withhold anything on the outside that you're doing. And let me actually pull this back up. We'll take a look at that site. So I mean, we come back onto the home page here. And I mean, you can come through and you can see that nothing's actually linking just by rolling your mouse over. And here's the read mores that we were seeing. But you can also use SEO Quest here. And it will actually show you exactly how many internal links are inside here. You can go to page info and it'll give you some really helpful info as far as what the different sites are seeing. So there's our meta keywords missing, like I stated before. It's going to show us how many links that it's actually picking up. Now it says Google's picking up 8. It shows SEMrush picking up 1. It's also going to show us how many pages are indexed. So these pages are all indexed. What we're going to have to do when we come in and fix the linking structure is you're going to have to get the page re-indexed with the changes to there. We'll probably want to add a couple extra blogs on there to do that. It's going to be the best plan of attack, but you can see in the keyword density charts too here that you're not actually finding like personal injury attorney together as it would in a search. You're finding attorney, personal injury. We're not really grouping those words like they are when it's actually searched. So that's going to be the huge problem in there. Now, the next one that I found, and this one's going to go right along with the exact same thing. So under the practice area, there's a reason that all the attorneys do the drop down there, and it's not just because it looks neat or professional. It's because that's those keywords actually being on the front. In this case, it looks like his menu's a follow, or is it a follow link? We're going to want to switch that to not, and we can probably do it down here where we have the keywords linking, but Here's a perfect example of it. Remember when I read off what keywords were actually ranking, or the only things that were actually being picked up as links internally? I mean, here's the good, the bad, and the ugly of working with the injury lawyers. We can click on that blog, and I'm sure we're going to find the same situation here. And yeah, so I mean, we're not finding any internal links. Internal links are everything. So this page should be dedicated directly to, you know, our injury lawyers or accident lawyers, because it's here. And we don't want to do personal injury lawyers every single one, but we do want to stay pretty centralized. So it's a fact of life that accidents can happen. You know, I would add a word or so in there to have to do with it, but we got lawyers right here. We can link that. You know, you could probably put paid hospital bills or unpaid hospital bills is one of the things that's being looked up. Injury you suffered, and kind of go long tail with them, but those should all point to the home page. You know, connect these things, make them go back and forth and talk about each other, and it's going to take your site and build it from a one-page site completely flat to almost puffing out and filling up and creating a foundation essentially. So that's definitely my go over on this here. Now there is one more thing too here that I put on there. Another problem that you're having here is you've got all the main keywords here. I'm sure these are here because of the research that was put in. None of these are links. So the one thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want this to link to an article that's about brain injury lawsuits. You'll want to write that article out, have a page floating, and have it connect back to this page, and then maybe one time to the home page. So internal linking structure is everything. It's literally taking what you have as a bunch of flat pages and turning them into a grid. And when you're putting backlinks behind it, you're literally lighting the grid up that way. So I believe that's the only thing I saw. Let me check that, make sure we're not missing anything else here. But those are huge, especially if this is a site that's actually ranking on the back end of page 2 or page 1. I mean, coming in and fixing those is going to be big. Oh, yep, we got one more. Hold on. This is a big one here. So we're short on text, but their the schema markup and structure data is also not there. Yeah, so I mean, this is a lucky situation. Like if this was an actual client, this is one of those times you'd be able to pick up a site and make those changes in an hour, and if you index them quick enough, you'd be able to show damage in the first couple of days here. But the headings are also all wrong from what this is saying here. So we look on here. Yeah, this is going to have to do with the internal link structure as well. I mean, we need to make sure our headings, our H1s, have the keywords that we're going for in them. The H2s are a description of that keyword, and we keep it in order. So we have an H1, an H2, an H3, and then kind of leave it at that. So the site structure right now is H1, H2, H2, H2. I mean, we have please follow us in H2. So if you're looking to get those darker or bigger, you might want to go with changing the fonts inside the actual template, or just bolding them out and not doing it anyways and keeping with the structure that Google wants. And we can see that right here, I'm sure now. Yeah, so we don't even have an H1 right up top. Okay, yeah, no, I'm definitely seeing it here. So that's going to be the reasoning. If we get those things fixed, this thing will be flipped around real quick. So that's what I'd say, guys. Like I said, on a site audit to attorney, I would definitely be dropping a closing line with that. You know, say something where you're giving him at his value and you don't expect the work. It definitely helps too. Something along the lines of, you know, I wanted to hand you guys this because it's something that can definitely help you, and I'm in business to help people. At the same time, this should be put into the hands of somebody that knows what they're doing. Although these are all quick fixes that can put massive results on the table for you. You know, you want to make sure they're done right the first time, or actually the second time in this case. The first time it wasn't done